Hi there, I'm Valerie Johnson.
And I'm Geronimo Jurgens. Welcome to Tours of Mexico.
In Mexico, the past is always present.
Mexico is one of the most fertile regions in the world to explore human cultural evolution.
There are over 13,000 known archaeological sites here in Mexico, few of which have been fully excavated and explored.
So come and explore more than 3,000 years of achievement.
And experience with us that in Mexico, the past isn't dead. The archaeological sites of Mexico are found predominantly in 5 zones: the Central Plateau, the Valley of Oaxaca, the Gulf Coast, Chiapas and Tabasco, and the Yucatan Peninsula.
Let's begin our journey in the Central Plateau region in Teotihuacan, which means the place where men became gods.
This 13-square-mile City of the Gods was the first major urban area in the Western Hemisphere. During its period of grand splendor, Teotihuacan was the largest and most powerful city of the New World. It was once inhabited by some 200,000 residents. It served as the religious, political, and commercial center for Mexico, spreading its influence well into Central America. Today, it is perhaps one of the most awe-inspiring sights in Mexico.
A visit to Teotihuacan is unforgettable, thanks to the site's monumental scale and artistic grandeur.
A climb and view from the top of the Pyramid of the Sun is a thrilling experience. This massive 215-foot-high pyramid is where the cult of the famous god Quetzalcoatl began. It is also said that the construction of this famous pyramid lasted over 20 years.
Other equally awesome structures include the Pyramid of the Moon, the Avenue of the Dead, and the Temple of Quetzalcoatl.
Teotihuacan, a majestic city, still living on the edge of what is modern Mexico City.
Now, let's head farther south to the Valley of Oaxaca, where we'll discover just a couple of the major archaeological sites you can visit.
This is Monte Alban, a site known for its architectural harmony. Further south, we come to Mitla, a fascinating ceremonial center founded by the Zapotecs, but heavily influenced by the Mixtecs.
This site is known for its intricate inlaid stone patterns. You'll be astonished at the level of craftsmanship.
In Mitla, rich mosaics tell of the powerful souls that are sealed within.
More archaeological wonders await the curious visitors along the Gulf Coast.
Located in the state of Veracruz is the incredible site of Tajín.
Tajín represents the culmination of cultural evolution.
Toltec legend has it that the name Tajín comes from a tale of 12 old men who lived in the ruins and were the lords of the thunderstorms. They were also the equals of the rain god, and the power that they shared was left behind in Tajín.
The pyramids depict the interesting variation of Teotihuacan style of archaeology.
The structures stand out due to their synchronized geographical constructions, which boast of ancient times.
Tajín is still home to the Indians who perform the flying pole dance, just as they have for centuries. Experience Tajín and see for yourself how the detailed stone carvings tell about the ceremonies of the past.
Down towards the major archaeological region of Chiapas and Tabasco, where several sites hold treasures of the past, one of which is located in the state of Chiapas, mystical Palenque. The whole atmosphere feels like you've just stumbled onto the existence of a deep, mystical secret. The architecture is airy and delicate, and is built on a more intimate scale than any of the other Mayan ruins.
One of the temples in Palenque contains one of the only crypts found inside a pyramid in Mexico.
You'll see the tomb of Pacal, a Mayan ruler from the 7th century decorated with lavish jewels, mystical masks, and jade ornaments. Palenque's 7 miles of royal temples, palaces, and tombs encase treasures of phenomenal legends.
Now, onto the archaeological zone of the Yucatan Peninsula, which has more sites than any other region in the Western Hemisphere.
Our first stop is one of the largest and best maintained sites in Mexico, mighty Chichen Itza.
This captivated treasure is actually 2 cities, one that was ruled by the Mayans from the 6th to the 10th century, and the other a Toltec Mayan city that emerged around 1000 AD.
Chichen Itza is the place where many sacrifices were once offered to the god of Chatmul, where pyramids marked the days and years with steps and panels, where enormous ball courts were once the scene of ancient recreation, and where the great god Kukulkan resided.
Dozens of fascinating structures await your exploration in Chichen Itza, unsurpassed in its sheer beauty.
Another archaeological showcase of the Yucatan can be found in Uxmal, a city magically created with the combination of symmetrical graphic lines and ornate, whimsical artistry.
Amazingly, this city was created without metal tools and without the use of the wheel. Some say it was created by magic.
Uxmal means thrice built, reflecting the city's many phases of development. And fortunately, the entire site has been expertly restored. The city's main temple is the Pyramid of the Magician and was built in an unusual oval shape. Other interesting structures include the nunnery and the governor's palace.
Ancient times come alive at Uxmal.
Now let us make our final stop at the beautiful, highly perched walled fortress of Tulum, built on some of the most amazing beaches in the Yucatan.
Tulum is the only Mayan port city ever discovered, and one of the few that remained a thriving community even at the time of the Spanish conquest.
Tulum, a city upon the cliffs, overlooking the emerald turquoise waters of the Caribbean and the palm-fringed beach. It's a city whose amazing heritage can only be rivaled by its beautiful setting. Tulum is surrounded by a gleaming white wall. It's the only known walled city by the ocean that the Mayans ever constructed.
Experience for yourself that in Tulum, their glory lives on.
Visiting the archaeological sites here in Mexico is a great way of going back into history and actually feeling part of its past.
And the amazing attractions that we've shared with you today are just barely scratching the surface of what this rich land has to offer.
So we invite you to explore Mexico, discover for yourself that those ancient times aren't long gone, but that the past is alive and well.